Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to put together this Pentair Whisperflo pump. The first thing you need, got your hardware right here, and everything, all of the parts and stuff that I list in this video are going to be listed on my eBay site. So any of these parts you can always receive there or purchase. So first things first, you're going to want to set your seal. So you'll have two separate little pieces, and I've already got it sitting in there. But you'll want to take this little piece. So you want to take this little piece of PVC with the coupling on the end of it. I believe it's 1 inch. But you just use that and set that on top of your seal like that. And then take your hammer. You just set the seal like that. Then you'll have your impeller, and you'll want to set the seal down inside of the impeller, and use a little magic lube grease to put around the seal while you're putting it in. Helps lube it up a little bit. And you never want to touch the seal with your fingertips because of the oils and stuff on your fingers. Just take a little rag and kind of use the rag to push the seal in there really well until it's bottomed out. And then you'll take your seal plate, which you just put the first seal into, set it over top of the shaft here, and it'll set right in there. And the top of the seal plate, you can see there how it goes with the top of the motor. So then you're gonna take your four short bolts that you have. These are 9/16 bolts, and you'll just screw those in to the bottom of the motor there, just like that. And we'll put all four of those in. Okay, so we have our seal plate assembled there connected to the motor with our four short bolts. And we're going to take our impeller here. We're going to thread it on to the shaft. And it's very important not to over tighten the impeller. So you just spin it until it kind of tightens up on you. And then you're going to take our little plug, or in most instances it'll already be connected to a breaker panel. So you'll go over to the breaker panel and you'll just turn that breaker on really quickly just to set the impeller. And I'll show you that. Okay, so what you'll want to do is just bump that breaker or the on-off switch, and you'll see the impeller actually set when you turn it on, when you bump that. And that's all you have to do there to get it to set. You definitely don't want it to run too long, just so you don't burn up your seal. Okay, now these impellers, you can see in there, they actually have an impeller screw that goes in there. I don't have that screw, so I'm not going to put that in right now. But you definitely want to put that in, and it's going to be reverse thread, so you'll spin it to the left instead of to the right to tighten that down. So then we grab our diffuser here that we have and put that on, and you'll see there are two tiny little bolts there, little screws that go in there, and they match up with the little holes on the actual seal plate. So you want to make sure you get that lined up, and you can just kind of spin it and it locks right into place. So now we're going to tighten down the two little screws that we have, and it's just an Allen key, and it's 3/32 is the size on that, super tiny. So you just spin those down, and you want to make sure you don't get them super tight because it'll squeeze that diffuser down and won't allow the impeller to spin like it's supposed to. But you'll definitely know if it's too tight because it'll it'll make a noise. Okay, so now I'm going to get my 2 O-rings out of my Go Kit, and that's also going to be listed on my eBay site as well, so you can find those there. The first circular O-ring like that just goes around the diffuser, just acts as a stopper, and the second odd shaped one just goes in the little slot around the seal plate. So it's definitely shaped for that spot. Sometimes they're a little hard to get in there, to get them to stay in place. So if you just take some of that magic lube, that grease, and put around that, that helps it to stay in place. So okay, so we finally got that O-ring in there. Like I said, use that magic lube because sometimes it is a complete pain in the rear to get seat in there. So next what we're going to do, we're going to take our volute, or the pump housing, and it is going to slide into that. Typically you'll have that hooked up to plumbing already, so you'll have to slide the motor into that. Okay, so we've got those two. We've got the pump housing slid together with the seal plate. So now what we're going to do is take our 4 bolts, so the next size up, 9/16 as well. We're going to install those on the back side. This will be the 4 corners, essentially. Okay, so now that we have our 4 bolts in there, we're going to take our washers along with our 2 longest bolts, and they will go in this middle hole right here. And then you just take the nut and screw it on there. And then obviously the other side will be the same way. Alrighty, and that's going to be your last step, presuming everything is already plumbed in and whatnot. So that is how to assemble a Pentair Whisperflo pump. A couple things just to make sure you have. For example, this motor is a 3/4 horsepower, so just make sure that your impeller matches the horsepower on the motor. And if you have any questions, just give me a shout and let me know. Thanks, guys. Good luck.